We'll send the tweets out here. Oh yeah, I think we're
we
moving.
Yep,
we're moving and grooving right now, Nick.
Yeah, this is like the one thing about the show that's like annoying. It's just getting all this stuff out beforehand. I'm glad you decided that we do this like right at the jump, though.
Yeah, got to get it out of the way. We want people to populate, and watch us here from all three: Facebook, Periscope, YouTube. We want all that stuff here, so we just want to build it up a little bit.
This is true.
Nick, you have a good weekend? Do you do anything fun?
I did. I did a lot. I had a lot of alone time. I actually, Wes, I fucked up with my scheduling.
What does that mean? You had a lot of alone time.
It means that I was like by myself for a good portion of the weekend.
Okay.
Because I fucked up with my scheduling. I thought I'm helping a buddy out with my buddy Matt with a basketball tournament that he hosts in Maine. And I had it on my calendar that it was the 30th. And I thought Friday was the 30th, this past Friday. And no, that's coming up. So I had totally Lauren had made plans for her whole weekend. She was doing her own thing. So I was like, all right, then I'm going to just relax and read and watch TV and go at a snail's pace for once.
That's nice. So how many times did you JO?
I'd feel more comfortable if you said an over under and then I gave you a ballpark from there.
4.5.
I want to say I think under. No, over. Wow. Probably over.
Wow.
Probably over.
Okay. Wow. Good for you. Well, I hope you're drinking plenty of fluids. And this is at the part where that doesn't make the audio only version. So, for those of you who are watching right now, you got a nice little treat on Nick's private time. So I love that. That's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's get started. What do you say, Nick? Huh?
Yeah, because the sooner we get going, the sooner we get to bring on the chuckleheads we have planned for today.
Chuckleheads, yeah. I think you were shooting off a couple of chuckleheads this weekend. Am I right?
Zing.
Anyway, I don't have a fancy opening here, so we're just going to get right into it. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another edition of the Change My Mind podcast. I am, of course, Wesley Sykes, and through the other side of the ether is the Domingo Herman to my Red Sox lineup, Nick. Mr. Nicholas J. Esquire, pitcher for hire.
I do not want to be compared to Domingo Herman or Aroldis Chapman or any of those other scumbags that are the Yankees that have no problem with employing. But for some reason, Wes, when you said children, I thought you were going to say Children of the Corn. I don't know why. Have you seen that movie before?
Yeah. I mean, I'm familiar with the movie. I don't go out of my way to really watch it. I think the intro is really more of like a euphemism to the D-Generation X, which is, of course, a little bit of an allusion to our guest who will be joining us a little bit later in the program. Of course, because we're going to be drafting friends, is what it sounds like here, in a movie and TV's ensemble draft, Nick. But first, the Olympics are here. Are you aware?
I am aware. Yes.
Yeah. Well, if you could participate in any one Summer Olympic Games, what would it be?
Well, I mean, there's kind of the cliched answer on my end, I guess, would be baseball, right? They don't have curling in the Summer Olympics, right?
No, not in the Summer Olympics. No.
Yeah, so that's the only other one that I could probably do: curling or baseball. Those are the only two things. I suck at golf. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't even.
What about 3-on-3 basketball? That's a new one this year.
Oh, that's right. You and I could go do that. We just need to get another guy. We could get we couldn't really get anybody else from the DSG.
We need another generic white guy who is kind of our height, so we can continue that positionless basketball that Brad Stevens loves to employ.
Mac or Goo would probably fit into that, right?
I said, yeah, positionless basketball. Okay.
Yeah, you're saying the same height. We're in the same range.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. Yeah. I think that's about right. Yeah. How about shooting? You own a gun?
I've never fired a gun. I've done archery. I guess that would be the other one that I could do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What about you? Why are you asking me this? You care about the Olympics?
No, I'm just saying. I'm asking because I'm naming off the things that I would like to do. Like I would like to do 3-on-3 basketball. I think I would like to learn. Like if I could just shoot, if I could just devote like the next 4 years to a sport and like with the hopes of getting to the Olympics, shooting would be one of them. Like I like to learn how to surf. I think that would be kind of fun.
I mean, because you're dealing with sharks a lot of the time, probably.
I mean, I guess so, but like I go swimming in the ocean anyway, so that's also like in shark infested waters where I'm at. So
I'm more of a pond guy personally.
yeah, well, that's probably why you have the hair issues that we were talking about before.
That could be it, yeah.
Anyway, let's get into trending now. We got MCU news and rumors. Rumors are running amok right now as we're kind of in a little bit of a vacuum with the MCU. No what if. Loki just finished. No movies or really anything out there. So a lot of speculation and rumors are swirling. But we have one piece of real news, which is Michaela Cole, who I'm not too familiar with her line of work. But she's been cast in an unnamed role in the Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever sequel. And some are speculating that it's Storm, while others are speculating, maybe those who are more comic book savvy, Nick, that it could be someone by the name of Mrs. Slay, Madam Slay.
Okay. I mean, the Wakanda Forever series is going to be taking. I don't know the timeline on that one yet because I feel like we've heard a few different things, right?
Yeah. So is Wakanda Forever the name of the sequel and then also the name of the series?
I thought that was the name of the series, and then we were getting a Black Panther 2. I just think it's now I'm all wrapped up in a pretzel here. She could easily, and that's what's going on with the MCU right now. It's such a guessing game after Loki and everything, in a good way. Don't get me wrong, but with this, I could easily see it being Storm or somebody else thrown into this. But Storm does make sense because we expect that we're going to start seeing the X-Men sometime soon because Loki has gone and somebody else, I guess. No, it's still Loki technically, has gone and kind of thrown everything off where the multiverse is in chaos. Now, obviously, we're going to get the movie later on. Yeah, so it is Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the sequel to the movie. But what the Disney Plus series is, I'm not exactly sure. So that's interesting to clear that up there. But the Madam Slay role is an interesting one. Again, those comic book savvy fans out there have said that is the wife, the lover of one Eric Killmonger, who brings him back from the dead. And which would be interesting because a lot of people have speculated that Michael B. Jordan could be, taking up the Black Panther mantle and kind of becoming the new Black Panther there. And there's been other very deep rumors that this girl could be the new woman Black Panther. That would be something if they went with her and just totally decided to skip over Shuri, because Shuri has taken on that mantle before too. I would much rather see the alternate where she goes and brings back Killmonger and then he's back into the fray and everything, and now he's causing problems. And then you can make Shuri the Black Panther of the future. I'd be totally fine with that. Because I, as much as Killmonger as Black Panther in the future, sure, it would work. I would rather see him just be Killmonger in creating problems like he did before. Yeah, and we speaking of creating problems, we know that Marvel loves to do this post-series, to kind of give out all these little tips and tabs and said things that would have happened and maybe happened and kind of connecting dots here. But this one has kind of spiraled out of control. And it has to do with Loki, Nick. And you pulled this up. I'm glad you did. Yeah, so we saw that I forget exactly what Twitter account it was, but it was someone that was verified on Twitter, so apparently their opinion means something. But they had shown that the last episode of WandaVision and the last episode of Loki, when we see Wanda get her powers in full, it was at the same exact time in like 2719 or something like that, exactly. And exactly in that moment, Wanda's getting her powers in full, and then also the one who remains also has like that moment where like he doesn't remember, he doesn't know what's going to happen next. Yeah, he's like, we've just crossed the precipice. Yeah, and then there's like it's supposed to be another thing too where they're asking about the children, and there's like thundering in the background too that's supposed to sync up, but. This is just coincidental. Apparently, the Loki director said that it was coincidental. She's, as much as she doesn't want to go and debunk a fan theory, it was not deliberate on their part. I mean, sure, like the thing is, Russ, with these things, they could say that, but then we might. I don't know if we can fully believe them. And like nothing happens on accident with the MCU. This would be a very odd coincidence. I think it's a great point that's pulled out that was extrapolated, but. I will admit, hearing the director say that makes me apprehensive. But then, Wes, when we had all the Spider-Man stuff, and then people are like, "Oh no, I'm not in it," or "We're not," like they're denying their connections or whatever. Well, now it's like, but that's very different than like two movies syncing up at the same time. That makes this like crazy aha moment. Like that seems very far-fetched.
Very cool nonetheless. Again, kind of like playing like Dark Side of the Moon backwards, or kind of lining it up with Wizard of Oz or something like that, you know. Very, very interesting stoner type stuff, which I can get behind. You know, I'm all about that type of stuff. But
Yeah.
you know, a little far fetched here. And again, like Marvel has done this fantastic thing where they can confirm or deny any fan theory they want at any given moment to suit any argument that they have here. So they could say now, no, that it's not, but then if it's convenient for them and it works with whatever next storyline or plot that they have down the road, they can say, yeah, why not? Why don't we just take this? So they've created such a self-serving engine that the fandom, the fan fiction, is almost serves as like a free intern service of the writing staff for Marvel. And they can just kind of pick and choose when they want to and what they want to use for. It's genius.
Look, gun to my head, I'm going to say that it was a coincidence that it happened, but it is such a bizarre coincidence. The way it timed up, and you saw that tweet, right? I think we tweeted it out.
I mean, it's cool. Yeah, I mean, we had Goo and Keith did a whole little spot on it that we ended up airing on Get Help during their news dump this past week.
Right. It's just it's crazy how well it synced up. So but at the same time, like you're right, they could right now it was not deliberate, but then later on they could go and change their mind and make it seem like it was, because Marvel's just, I mean, they're playing chess when everybody's playing checkers right now. It's crazy. They're 15 moves ahead. You might as well not just try playing.
So, you know, we talked about Daredevil not too long ago. Maybe it was last episode. Maybe it was the last 2 episodes ago. Maybe getting some sort of confirmation. There is more news circulating about Charlie Cox's schedule and all this sort of thing, that he had to film emergency scenes. So a lot of people are pointing to Spider-Man No Way Home, or Spider-Way No Man Home. But also other characters from the Marvel Netflix series that are all abuzz over the internet right now is Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin, who will allegedly be making an appearance in the Hawkeye series, which is the next live-action MCU Disney Plus series. Yeah,
I would love to see Kingpin become this, I say this loosely, like a Thanos type figure for the street level Marvel villains, because that's what he is. I mean, he is another, like, he makes all the moves. He's 15 steps ahead of everybody at all times. And I think he's an awesome character. And I thought D'Onofrio's portrayal of him was outstanding. He also looks the part really well too. So I would love to see more of him. And obviously when the show got canceled and everything, we saw a lot of people campaigning for not only Charlie Cox's, Daredevil to stick around, but also D'Onofrio's Kingpin. And he loves the role too. So these actors who love the roles, you got to find a way to keep them on as best you can. Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned kind of 15 steps ahead, chess playing checkers kind of role with the Kingpin. I mean, it's the same reason why I also love Baron Zemo, those cerebral type guys who don't have any real powers except, a lot of power, money, and resources to kind of at their disposal to kind of use to whatever type of intelligence or savvy that they can, And what makes Kingpin so awesome is like where Zemo is, Zemo and him are probably like there's some differences. Like Kingpin kind of has some like enhanced strength, but then Zemo's got this whole tactical side, his military background. But Zemo could easily do what Kingpin's doing, and Kingpin could try and do what Zemo's doing as well. But it might be a little harder for Kingpin. But either way, he's not overreaching. So everything he's doing, it just like it makes it much more easier for him as a villain. And that's why like him being so far ahead of everybody at all times, as awesome as Daredevil and everybody else is, it just makes a ton of sense. Like he's always going to be way too far ahead of them for them. They're always going to be playing catch up. And that's a good point. He is like the Blob in the comics, right? I mean, he is like a larger than life physical character too. So I mean, yeah, he definitely does have powers there. HBO Max has another. Is this a movie or a show here? Nick? Yeah, the Batgirl movie that's coming out. They cast Leslie Grace as Batgirl, which for me, I don't know a whole lot about Leslie Grace, Wes, honestly, but just the fact that they're getting this moving that DC is not. We've heard about the Batgirl movie. I feel like there's been whispers of the Batgirl movie since like the show started, like Change My Mind started, and we're finally getting some legitimate progress on it. So I'm excited for this. I think you're right, but I'm still a little confused. So HBO Max is making a straight to digital release movie of Batgirl. It's not going to be in theaters. They're going to have some that are going to be straight to HBO Max and some that are going to be in theaters. But the way I was reading it everywhere, this is an HBO Max movie. Now that could still mean that it's going to be
Okay.
featured on both, because we know that now some things are going to be released on HBO Max and released in the theaters. Didn't you just watch a movie that was like that, or the one with Don Cheadle?
Yeah, but I thought that was just going to be the case for the rest of the year, just through the end of 2021. So I didn't know about anything moving forward for the future. But I was just confused. I thought Batgirl was a part of this Teen Titans show and everything like that.
That's the other stuff that is kind of excuse me, that is a little confusing too. But they have made a point to kind of keep it as their own things too, because I think with Flash, they had Ezra Miller show up in the Flash show at one point. I can't do the CW shows; it's just too much for me.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, that's cool though. I mean, good for her. Yeah, I don't know much about it, but she's going to be doing what, Barbara Gordon. So okay.
Yeah, I'm just glad that we're getting moving on this character, and that is going to opens up more of the Bat family too, which I think is really DC's strongest suit at this time.
Yes, I agree with that here. One last item on the news, Nick. What do we got here?
The Witcher Nightmare of the Wolf, the anime series. I remember them talking about this a little while back. It feels like it wasn't all that long ago that we heard about this, and we got a trailer for it. Was it Geeks Worldwide tweeted it out, and I am so in on this. Look, I like animation, and anime can be hit or miss for me. I know Shime is a big fan of it, but sometimes it's just a little bit, I don't know. I can go weird, but it's just not always my kind of weird, I guess, necessarily. But this looks like it's perfectly in my wheelhouse, and I am all in. And I don't know if you saw the trailer at all, Wes, but I know you're kind of iffy sometimes on animation.
Yeah, and I'm just out on The Witcher too in general. That's right. You know, I wasn't in for the live action show, so I'm out on this.
It's so good. Look, I know you don't like that, that kind of fantasy necessarily is not for you, but I
tried. You know, I thought it was going to be kind of like Game of Thronesy. You know, came out. I think the first season. You know, not too far off the coattails of Game of Thrones ending.
Yeah, not too far.
But it just didn't really hit for me. I couldn't really commit to it.
Yeah, and you don't have, it can't work. It's not for everybody, right? It's the way it goes with these things. But anyways, now it's time to move over to the comic book minute before we bring in our guest, because I'm itching to do the main subject for today. So the Eisner Awards were handed out this past weekend. There were quite a few books that Joe and I have talked about on TLDR that got recognized, some writers too, and artists. The big one was the writer that one of Joe's absolute favorite writers, James Tynion, was recognized as best writer in comics for last year, deservedly so. I mean, he had for all the best new series, I think he had 2 or 3 of the titles that were up for that award. He didn't end up winning that one, but just the fact that he's having multiple ones in that conversation totally makes sense that he would win that honor. The other big one too is the best new series, and actually recently talked about it. Black Widow by Kelly Thompson was the winner of that award, which is funny. Joe had, like, of all the books that were up for that award, one was a book that I talked about, and the rest were books that Joe has talked about, and the one that I talked about ended up winning. So
okay, so tune in to TLDR then, right? That's what you're saying.
Absolutely. And then one last bit of news too, speaking of TLDR. So I think that we're doing our August solicit this week. Scott Snyder, who's been on the show multiple times, announced projects with Greg Capullo, Jock, and quite a few other people. These are going to be Comixology originals. That's digital only, but that's only at first. Then they're actually going to be published by Dark Horse, which is a company that Joe and I don't tend to talk about a whole lot. They actually do. They are doing the Witcher series, which I've enjoyed, but in general, I'm not huge on Dark Horse. But anything Scott Snyder related, I'm absolutely in on. And the writers that he's working with, I mean, the artists he's working with. I mean, Capullo and Jock is just the start of it. There's also Francis Manapul and Raphael Albuquerque too, who's American Vampire stuff. So huge news for Scott Snyder, huge news for Dark Horse and Comixology too, and for all the readers too. I'm so amped for this thing. This is. I mean, there's been a lot of awesome news in comics recently, West, but this may be the thing I've been most excited about.
Okay. All right. I like that a lot. And we get some awards here too. All right. Yeah. So, and TRDR is back this week after a little bit of a hiatus.
Yes, we had a little bit of a break. We had the Benjamin Percy interview last week, and we got a couple other interviews for you guys planned for August as well. We'll let you know about those as we get those recorded. But yeah, we're doing the August solicit this week.
Love it. All right. What do you say? Are we all wrapped up here? We got a minute. I think we're just going. I think
we're good. Speaking of TLDR, we have another podcast from the DSE that we are featuring today. And you're saying, we're talking about friends and we're bringing on friends. You're using the term loosely now.
No, Nick, we are friends. We are brothers in arms. Brother. Now, how does that work? Are we brothers in arm? or brothers in arms? What did we say? We bring in the mayors of Suplex City themselves, Mr. Jason D. Rossi and Billy D. 2411.
Hello.
Hey,
Billy, what is your Twitter handle now? Is it still Billy D2411?
No, I got the boot from Twitter. I am like Billy D35. Oh, I don't know. It's terrible. You can find me by typing in Billy 411 though.
Okay.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
His audio seems a little tough, but I will tell you right now that the sunburn is coming through A+. I will say that's great stuff here. So what we're doing here, gentlemen, of course, of the Pop Culture Piledriver podcast. No, they aren't the police. No, they aren't the police. Is that,
nope.
Is that how it works?
Still not the police. Still not the police.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. So we're bringing you guys all together here to do a little bit of a draft of sorts here. We have 6 categories here, and we're going to be drafting the best movie and TV ensembles here that best suit these categories. So, for example, we have a group that you would want to get into a fight with. Not a group that you would want to fight, but that would be on your side to get into a fight.
Very important
distinction.
Go on a bachelor party with.
Ooh.
Okay, very fun. We've all done that before, huh? How about an old classic? Get stuck on a deserted island with one another. Yeah, think about that a little bit. Perform a task with, and Rossi, pay attention here. You have to select a task based on your answer. So an example would be Ocean's 11 for a heist. Something like that. You want to make sure you pick that there. We are doing a group to work with. How about that? That should be fun here. And then last but not least, since it's the Olympics, a group to round out your softball / pickup hoops team. And then maybe just signify if it's a pickup hoops team or a softball team there. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, Rossi?
Nope. I'm just going to roll with it. Listen.
Any comments? Any concerns?
I have plenty of concerns. So I have one comment. When you say ensemble cast, what if the cast isn't like super large that you want to do the task with? Is there a certain numbers when you say
that was something I thought about in the course of this, because there are some
casts, it has to be at least 3. Okay. 2 people is a duo, 3 is a few, 3 is a company, as some people might say.
There's a crowd. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think that's fair. I'm in agreement on that.
All right, but and then once you choose like something, say if you choose for an example, someone from Game of Thrones. Very big cast here, but if you want to do like House Stark, House Targaryen, that can be still appropriate to be selected from, those type of things. But once Friends is taken, for example, Friends is gone.
I told them that, so that's an interesting wrinkle, but it does make a ton of sense. I did tell the guys though that if somebody takes Guardians, you can't go like Guardians of the Galaxy. You can't go and take them again necessarily, because it's pretty much like as much as like Yondu and Mantis were added, it's still the same team pretty much.
What about animated? Is that on the table?
Fair question.
I think it's all on the table. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. That is definitely a game changer. Okay. All right.
Now, Rossi, have you ever, or I'm sorry, Billy, have you ever heard of aloe vera?
I have. I actually have a plant in my kitchen right now that I'm using. It will turn it gloriously erupts to a tan by tomorrow.
It's the something's going on with Billy's audio.
Okay,
I'm not,
Billy, it's not your audio. It's your internet connection. It's your internet connection where you're like you're glitching like that. It's very odd. I don't know what's going on.
It happened last week to us. It's an interesting thing.
Oh, Jesus.
Billy's not technically savvy. At the same time, it's just like things happen to him. It's weird.
Dude, it's crazy how it's him and Goo.
Same thing with Goo.
They know this shit better than anybody else. I mean, Billy's showing off his designs right now, which it's a good time to plug it, Wes. I think his designs that he's done for over on TeePublic, right?
I think you should leave season 2 shirts. All the damn flashes. Get them while you're hot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get them. Seriously, because you never know. I actually have meant to tell Billy this. The Heroes Don't Do That shirt that got pulled down. So
did it?
Yes,
yeah.
No longer available. So it's a collector's item now.
I'm telling you, it's time to build our own store. Build our own store.
What about now? Any better on the audio?
Nope. I would say no.
Should I bow on this draft?
No, I don't think you should.
No, we'll come in here. You got a marker board. We'll hold up your answers. We'll do a CC closed captioning. work here for you.
You'll be fine, Billy.
Rossi, since you are the guest, you will get the first pick of the draft here. So once you go first, you will be going last. We'll just go opposite. Back.
You tell me when to go, and I'm ready. I'm ready to fire, boys. I'm ready to lose this draft from popularity only, but I'm excited to kill it.
Wow.
Anyways, I am like I'd say I am the winner of all these drafts, but popularity doesn't always win. It's okay. I get
Keith is not here, so you can't play that card. And Knack is not here either.
I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter if I was drafting against myself, I'd somehow still lose. All right. So it's just the way it is.
Well, if you were drafting against yourself, there has to be a winner and a loser. So by definition, you should lose.
Well, but you could also win, which I can't win and lose simultaneously.
That's the age-old question. It's the duality of man at the end of the day, I think, right?
I'm gonna just try this little Billy technique. So you guys, it's your show. Filibuster for less than 10 seconds, and I'm gonna magically reappear.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So I think, we just have guests who can't talk right now. We have guests who are leaving left and right. I'm not sure what exactly that plan was, so to speak. But we're working out here. This is the type of top-notch professionalism that we expect on Change My Mind podcast that are given to us by the folks at Pop Culture Piledriver.
We run the show, and even when we're not there, and our show is horrible. Thanks for the plugs. But I will just say this. For anybody that is tuning in, me and Billy, we've had a weekend. So the fact that we're here on a Monday, the fact that either one of us has voices is a testament. And we wouldn't do it for any other podcast aside from Dork, Mac and Goo, TLDR, Pineapple Boys, Get Help, maybe one other one, maybe if Shime did like a podcast. But other than that, you guys are right on the list.
Okay, I think I like that. That's a strong list to be a part of. I feel like it's nice to be a part of something.
The list space that were mentioned first. So, anyways, without further ado, Rossi, I think it's time for you to fucking make a pick.
Okay, so what category do I pick? My category too, or you guys?
Yes, you can pick whatever you want, and then whatever category. Here.
But once you put a group in a category, you cannot flex them like we normally do on the Build of Cinemas. Little wrinkle.
So just to be clear, I'm picking the category, the cast, and then that cast is done. No one else can take them. I can't take them again.
That is
more or less, like with a few exceptions. Like it's the Game of Thrones thing, that sort of thing.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, but
I'm not playing it that way. I'm gonna just hit it as soon as I get it. So I had trouble. I'm gonna go down the order because I really don't care. I'm probably gonna I'm gonna start here. Bachelor party. That's where I'm starting because this I think is the strongest pick I have. If I'm going on a bachelor party, I need a mix of the wild side. I need a couple guys I can have laughs with. You need the side characters. You need people that are gonna do some dumb stuff that you're going to remember forever, pictures or not. And for me, I'm going to take the cast of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And tell me there's a better cast. Yeah, Mac, Charlie. I want Dennis in there. I think Dennis is so underrated for what he actually does on that show. Everyone thinks of like the wildness of Charlie and Frank, which, come on, the shenanigans we would get into at about 2:30 a.m., whichever city you're in. Give me Mac. Give me Dee in there as well because she probably wouldn't be invited because like a guy's only, but she'd wiggle her way there. She'd like probably dress up as a dude. There'd be so many memories. We paint the town black and then we paint the town pink before the night was over. So I will take Always Sunny in Philadelphia for my bachelor party.
Yeah, this is a strong number one overall pick. This was the first one that I had penciled in on the bachelor party. Great group, and I'm totally with you on the Dennis Reynolds thing. I find him to be the glue of the show. When he was gone for that season, it really kind of was spinning its wheels a little bit. Even with the real doll look-alike of him, but I think that's a great pick to go with. Billy D, we're going to go back to you for your audio here, the audio engineer. Pick number 2. What would you like?
So pick number 2, do I have to stay in this category or can I move?
Nope. No, you can hop around. Hop and pop.
So I'm gonna hop around and people to get in a fight with, and I'm gonna take.
I don't even know what you said.
Great pick.
Predator.
This is so great. I love this. Predator. Okay, and it's a group you want to get into a fight with. Yeah, I think you got a couple of really strong-armed, buff dudes here that you can't really go wrong with. Are you taking Predator?
Yeah, Predator's got to be on there, right? Like, Predator's part of the cast.
I think so. Yeah.
Bill, you can talk. It's okay.
We're getting a thumbs up from Billy here.
Yes.
Bill, ruin their podcast like you do ours. Don't worry about it.
Billy's gonna win this podcast without saying a word, and it's just gonna. This is what's gonna happen.
He did win last time he was on here. He's probably the betting favorite to win today.
Yeah, I think so. Odds on favor here. Billy D, Predator for a group that you want to get into a fight with. That is fantastic.
It's a good call.
Yeah. What do we got here? Nick, number 3.
Okay, I'll go number 3. All right, so I am gonna go with. I'm actually gonna go to the bachelor party one. I'm gonna go back to that, and Rossi talked about a group that things are gonna get wild with. And sure, the Always Sunny cast, you're absolutely gonna have a wild time with. But one drawback is you can only get a wild time with them here on Earth. There are other groups that you can get into a wild time with anywhere you want to, where you have no regrets whatsoever. And guess what? If you get into a real fight, then they got your back too. So I am going to take the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's, of course, Star-Lord, Rocket. You two can put your hands up all you want. You're not like comic book guys like me. So was it Rocket, Drax, Groot? Okay, whatever, fine. Gamora, and then Mantis is also there, and so is Yondu for my group.
Dude, you're going to party with a tree? Like, that says one word?
Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy? Like the first movie? Have you seen
it? I have, but you weren't in it, and I don't see you mixing with that crew.
Did you see the whole party scene they had before they got the shit with the
they got into a huge and almost ended the entire movie right then and there.
Yes, they got into a huge fight, and then guess what? And then they're friends afterwards, and then they can party and do stupid shit together. I don't know.
No. What universe are you going to? Where are we going?
Good pick.
Wherever the fuck I want to. Hey, sweet audio, Bill. I don't know. I don't
it's
care.
It's fine to me. I sound great, Moni.
I will say it's an improvement from last time you were on with us. I'll give you that.
Oh wow, the insults are already flying left and right here. I'm also going to stick with the bachelor party because this seems to be flying fast and loose real quick. And there's a couple good options that I had here, but the one that I always felt like I aligned with the most. I love this show. I think we all just came out at a perfect time. This was the Workaholics crew to go on a bachelor party with. Give me Durs, give me Adam Devine there, give me Blake Anderson, and give me my guy Carl with the wonky eye. I think the 4 of them, that's a tight-knit group that's all very different. They all bring a little something different to the table, but a lot of similarities. You would have a lot of fun. But it wouldn't be, this huge group where you have to worry about everyone and worry about someone getting in prison or keeping everyone together. It'd be 5-6 of you. It'd be pretty cheap. You'd probably all sack up in a hotel room together. Good
Spirit
times.
Airlines. You guys would take Spirit, it'd be great.
Oh my God.
Up in Nouveau will be good times for everybody.
So everybody always brings up Spirit, and of course Spirit sucks. But I argue that Spirit is actually the second worst airline. Have you guys ever used Frontier before?
No, I've never been to Alaska.
No. Awful. They're the absolute fucking worst. Not even.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not trying to poke here, but you guys seem to have like funds. What are you doing on Frontier? Like, what are we doing here?
Well, when I was in college and I didn't have funds, I was, I wasn't going to go and spend a ton. And I don't want to spend a ton on airlines anyways. I don't really give a shit about that usually. I always want the deal. But now I have a line where I draw a line now. It's Spirit and Frontier.
So there's a line drawn in the sand.
Now.
No Spirit, no Frontier. But that's where Wes and his boys are going. They're on like puddle jumpers, and they're like holding each other throughout the whole time.
Yeah, we're going to Hedonistic 4 for the ripping and the tearing. That's what we're going to be doing there. So it's coming back to me on work. So we have Workaholics on the bachelor party here, and geez.
I know it kind of would have been a little on the nose, but I'm surprised you didn't take them for who you want to work with too. I feel like, you actually because Wes gets shit done actually. So
wow, see that's very nice of you. I appreciate. I had them in there as 2 options, but the bachelor party that's the more pressing one that I wanted to get with. But a group that I would want to work with. Thank you for bringing that up. Give me the Bluth family from Arrested Development. I want to work for the Bluth company. Maybe I can sell some frozen bananas. Maybe I can help Saddam Hussein build up some houses in Iraq, some glorious subdivided homes. I think this is a pretty good racket. Give me Job and Michael Bluth and George Michael and all of them. Give me Arrested Development.
It's a good call.
I did not see. I am stunned by this pick, Wes. How do you not go with the Office cast for the group that you want to work with? It's your favorite show.
Well, I think I enjoy the Arrested Development cast. I think I would get along with them maybe a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
and
think
honestly,
I could actually not have to do any work with the Arrested
just gonna say
Development
that
group.
no work needed. You'll probably be just shenanigans throughout the day. No one's calling upon you. You get to do stupid things, and half the time you're just dicking around with Joe. So you're in a good position there.
And do I want as a company car a Chrysler Sebring or a Staircase?
Apples and oranges,
Yeah,
or maybe
right,
let's see.
You're gonna get some hop-ons. You're gonna get some hop-ons.
There we go. Billy's picking his spots here. I like it. That's nice.
He has to, man.
He's like those squirrels. I'm spotting them like that. All right, so Nick, it's going back to you here. We're going back around.
All right, so this is I have a few ways I can go here, and Wes, when it comes down to the whole Game of Thrones, like you threw a little wrench in my plans because I was thinking like if I draft Game of Thrones, I have all of it. So
right.
now you
get the whole thing. It's so huge though, right? And it's like you wouldn't be able.
You can understand why I would want like. I mean, I had a certain list of characters picked out. I don't know if that like would make a difference, but I was thinking about taking Game of Thrones, and I'm looking at Daenerys, Ned Stark, Jon Snow, Ygritte, Tyrion, Cersei. Like I could go on, but like there's a certain amount of characters that I was thinking.
Well,
and
I would say those characters couldn't even coexist within their own universe. Then how do you expect that they're going to perform any sort of task or anything like that together?
Well, it's not a task. I guess it is kind of a task. I was going to actually have them as the group that I would work with.
Wow.
I want to see what that's like on a day-to-day basis. Absolute chaos, and there's no like killing or anything. It's just like normal work.
They're just like in an office, like stuck in a cubicle.
Exactly.
Okay.
It'd be a hell of a commercial for like into something.
Yeah, like you just want to just do like grilling patties at Mickey D's with like,
Cersei Lannister,
a couple dragons in the back.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yes, that's exactly. You're cooking the burgers with with dragon flames. Yes,
No,
absolutely.
I like that. That's a good gimmick there, and it's like kind of like a multicam sort of thing, like mockumentary, like The Office, but it's Game of Thrones, and then it's like, I got my ass
Exactly.
burnt by the Dracarys again. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I can see that.
I'm working with the Game of Thrones cast, folks. That's what I'm doing. Okay.
Okay, well, I
Yes,
guess Game of Thrones is gone then. There, that with the way that's done,
Sorry, not sorry. Billy's turn.
off the board.
All right, so since the bachelor parties are flying fast and furious, I'm gonna go with Jackass as my crew for my bachelor because we're gonna have fun, and if I need to get those guys handle themselves too, and there'll be a lot of recreational things going on that night.
They may make
Bill's
fun of you
getting
for that
arrested.
stutter though. Yeah.
Bill is going to jail without a
Yeah.
doubt if he's going with them.
Now, I think this is a great pick because this is again one of the crews that I had on my short list for the bachelor party here, Billy. So I think it's a great pick. But what worried me, what strayed me away from it, is that like I don't want to get fucked with on my bachelor party, and that's what's going to happen. You can't be the first one to fall asleep. You can't have your shoes on. There's going to be all these unwritten rules. Can't fall asleep underneath the table. Like all this stuff that you're going to have to adhere by, and you're going to wake up without like an eyebrow or something like that.
Yeah, I also
Stories for a lifetime.
I had them as my short list for the people you want to get in a fight with because I just let them all get killed and I just run away. Yeah, this one would scare me. This is out of all the bachelor parties, you made Fryer's pick look good, not because I don't like the idea of partying with the Jackass guys. I would just like Wes. I don't think I could sleep. I think I'd be nervous at all times doing anything I was doing. Going to the bathroom, taking a shower, walking down the hall, going in an elevator. Literally everything would terrify me.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want to move, right? It would be like analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis. Yeah, you get the idea.
that one right.
Brothers in arms. These are all phrases we don't even know, and we're probably going to get canceled because we said it.
Right, that's a good point. That works.
So
siblings.
I'm gonna jump in with my group I'd want to work with, and this is a little recency bias. I've yet to jump into season 2, but when you think of, I was taking it from like I'm jumping into their world, so I'm not like at an office with dragons and lady dragons and all these crazy people from whatever century or future world they're living in. But I was going to jump into the world of Ted Lasso and be a coach on that show. If you have seen it, you know it. It's the best pick. If you haven't, watch it. You have Ted Lasso, who's Jason Sudeikis, who's an absolute goofball, humble, moron who doesn't know anything about the game of soccer, like myself, knows American football, like myself, and goes over to the UK and is with the most cocky, overconfident bunch of lads, I guess you would call them there, like Roy Kent, Jamie Tart, and you get to also work under Rebecca, who is an absolute smoke, who was the Shame Lady from Game of Thrones. So I don't know if there's a little cross-pollination there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I would be co-workers with Nathan, Higgins. There's a great crew there, and Coach Beard, who literally that is his character name, and I would be Coach like Mini Beard or like Stout Guy. I would just be excited to work with a great cast, and there's a couple lookers on there as well.
And you're just coaching soccer, you're just like coaching sports,
If I'm even, I'm basically probably like gathering the balls. I'd probably be like a ball boy there, but getting paid a ton of money to fail, but yet we will succeed because we got heart, Wes. We got heart.
I like that, and he seems like a very uplifting guy, inspirational type of guy. I haven't seen the show. I've heard great things about it, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to have a whole new streaming service just for one platform, for one show. But again, I've heard good things, so I like.
You would like it when you're ready to feel those feels, laugh, cry, smile, take a dump. Ted Lasso's your show.
Okay. That's Jimmy V's show too. I love it. All right, so it's going back to Billy D here.
No, back to Rossi. He's got to do back to back.
Oh, back to back. It's staying at Ron. I got lost in the snake for a moment.
I don't think Rossi's ready to make his next.
I am. I just don't. I'm just concerned of what I think other people would take, and the rest of mine, I don't think anybody would take. So I'm gonna go with my get in a fight with. And I'm going to take the smartest cast, the most realistic cast. I'm going to take the movie that I don't think anybody here has seen. And if you have, please raise your hand, smack yourself in the face. I'm taking The Expendables. This is just testosterone, steroids, big old dicks. We got Sylvester Stallone. We got Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, Jet Li. You got Randy Couture, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm trying to think of any of these other people I would even know who they are. You got Terry Crews. That guy's pecs are bouncing. You got Mickey Rourke, Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Screw it.
Chuck Norris is in the second one, I think.
I was just going with the OG, but sure, throw him in there if you want just for fun. If you want the sequel, I don't care. I could not be well, I wouldn't say this, but I've never seen the movie. I never thought of the movie, but when I see that cast, I'm like, oh, I would not F with those guys.
I actually didn't see the first one, but I saw the second one. And I think it's kind of one of those things where saying it doesn't fucking matter. It's just a bunch of, like you said, testosterone just flying around the whole time.
That's it. Give me a big, strong T as I get older, the pill. I'll take whatever Frank Thomas is taking, and we're going to go into battle. And so far, we're going to take on those Guardians of the Galaxy. The Predator. We're going to take on those Predators because I got Arnold too, baby. Just a different version.
Yeah, that is a top-notch group of just badass stone cold killers of a wide array too. They can do a little bit of everything. You mentioned Jason Statham, which seems again a little bit more savvy. You got was Jet Li in there?
Jet Li. Oh yeah,
bringing something from the east side. Then you got the big hulking muscle of Arnold and Sly Stallone.
Dolph Lundgren too.
Yeah, you got all that good stuff there. So a lot of man meat flying around.
And we also get what's her name? Christina or Charisma Carpenter from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She might not do much, but she just look good.
And who's the Ronda Rousey, right? Wasn't she
later? I think she's in like the third one or fourth. I don't know. She's not in this one.
Oh, it's like a whole fast series then. I didn't know. I didn't know there was that
wannabe. It was a big wannabe of like that style. They got 3 out of them, but I think that I'll still stick with the OG.
Okay, I like that. All right, it's 3's probably as much as you can stretch. Okay, so now for serious, we're going back to Billy D here. Billy, how's your audio?
Billy audio.
Is it fixed?
It worked there.
All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go with people you would want to work with, and I'll make it quick. Take me there. Parks and Recreation.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
never seen it.
That is again very obvious pick here. It feels like that was with the obvious with Office and Parks and Rec. Those feel like 2 very high up there. I think with that closed off now, that and the Bachelor Party. I think an honorable mention might be Veep. Someone you might want to work with there. I think that was a nice cast as well. So we have Billy D.
So I was thinking about Veep is when you can still take Veep to perform a task with, and I was actually thinking about taking Parks and Rec to perform a task with, and my task is going to be to run a successful local political campaign. So
okay. So there it goes. What could have been?
I fucking hate to say it. All right, is it my turn then?
Yes, it is.
That actually was going to be my next pick. I got to scramble and figure out exactly what I want to do. You know what, Wes? I am going to go with the group you'd want to get into a fight with, because there are two ways that I feel like you are going to go with this. We're kind of the same. I would think of the similar mind in this. There's the Avengers and there's the X-Men that we could take in this. And I am going to go with the latter of the two there. I'm going to take the X-Men. I'm actually going to take the X-Men from the animated series because Billy brought that up earlier. Thank you for that. So that's giving me an accurate Gambit, an accurate Rogue. Magneto is in play as well. Of course, Professor X, Jubilee, whatever. Beast, Cyclops, Jean Grey, actually legit Jean Grey, and Wolverine, of course.
Exactly. You win just because of the theme, dude. Like, literally, I would want to fight the theme song, and the theme song would kick my ass, let alone the superpowers you just mentioned.
All-time theme song. And for those who haven't heard it already, if you need to change my mind, Wes Goo and I did talk to the creators of the show a while back. I got to dig for that, but it's worth digging for.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Fryer has been on a little bit of a losing streak, especially when it comes to the bigger, more shared universe drafts here. And it feels like with his first three picks being X-Men the Animated Series, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Game of Thrones, that he's coming out with some heavy hitters here, some fan favorites. He's trying to wrap this one up early.
I want to just make a comment on that. I thought about that going in. You should have seen the things on my list before. And I'm like, I got to stop doing what I would do and start thinking like the morons that vote on the Change My Mind pod. You know what I'm saying? No, but in all honesty, so we're all shared here. But like it's hard because I'll be honest, I'm just going to let this one. No one was going to pick this. But my original pick to get in fight, like a team to fight with, was going to be the movie Ready to Rumble because it had like all the 2000 WCW wrestlers like Goldberg, DDP. You had people like that. You had David Arquette. Like, who's messing with him? But that's when I decided to go Expendables. Not that that's really like this popular movie, but just felt a little more real.
Well, I don't think you can kill David Arquette, right? I think that's the same goes.
It's documented. It's documented.
When it comes to my pick, so before you go, Wes, because it is your turn, I just want to say, like, I've learned from Wes, because Wes has been on the hot streak between the two of us, because even when we're going head to head, I can't seem to win. At first, I never lost. Now I can't win. But I'm just going with the teams that I want. That's all it comes down to. I don't give a shit. Like, if people don't vote for it, they don't vote for it, whatever. So anyways, Wes, back to you.
No, I like it here. And again, just to kind of follow a theme here to a group we want to get in a fight with, to close that loop. You know, my first thought, I had Fast and the Furious on there because it was all about family. I want family behind my back. Like, I was thinking about that. Give me, Dom Toretto, Brian O'Connor, Mia Toretto, Letty, Michelle Rodriguez. You got Hobbs, of course. You get The Rock in there. Then I was thinking like a little outside the box with like maybe the Real World Road Rules Challenge. Like, give me the dual season. And I'm thinking like, you got CT and Derek and Wes and Evan and then Jody and like all these great characters here. But then I was thinking like, well, what if this wasn't like a fight, not like a fist fight, but an argument? Like a verbal altercation here. And in that sense, there was no ensemble I would rather have than the Curb Your Enthusiasm ensemble of Larry David, Susie, Leon. You got Jeff and Funkhauser. You got all, but particularly Larry and Susie. And just Leon, I feel like Leon could talk his way out of a paper bag. JB Smooth is exactly like the last name suggests, super smooth. So give me Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's excellent pick. Had it in one of my categories. Had them as best to perform a task with. What the task would be, literally anything. Yeah. But honestly, that is such a good call there.
It's a great pick.
It's just such a fun cast too. I feel like of all the casts we've mentioned so far, like there's none, even with Always Sunny being in the mix, Parks and Rec, again, I know the actors and all, but I feel like cameras off, there's not much difference. And I feel like there's no one that's like a completely different person. I feel like Larry David has always kind of exemplified himself in that same manner that you see on camera, off camera. Yep. I feel like that's what the whole cast and crew have been like. So I feel like that is such a good pull right there.
Way to think outside the box with it too.
Back here. What'd you say?
I said, way to think outside the box with that one. I would never have thought of them as a group you'd want to get in a fight with.
No, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, it's a little different type of fight. This is an old group, it's a country club fight here.
More realistic than any of the other ones we're talking about.
That's a good
This
point.
guy's in other worlds over here having bachelor parties. You're over here having verbal joust, getting punched in the face, but with quick liners.
But yeah, it makes a lot of sense though. We would lose, but we would feel right because it would be the right principle.
Yeah, like my crew would beat you up, but you would make us feel bad and cry like 10 hours later while eating ice cream at 3:30 a.m.
Yeah, I think that's Pinkberry. Perhaps. I'm going to take the first pick of the Stuck on a Deserted Island with, and once again, I'm thinking the reality TV route here. Give me Survivor Season 4. The Winners at War, or Season 40, the Winners at War. So it's bringing back all the previous winners of Survivor who have been at every other location previously. So bring all the best together to help me survive. I will be the ultimate survivor because I will outwit, outlast, and outplay all of them.
Good on you, Survivor. After Richard, whatever his name was, won that first one. I was like, what a ride. Now, what season are they on? 86? Like,
it's unreal how they just keep reinventing the wheel.
Or how people continue to watch. It's really insane and a little bit embarrassing.
I could never get. I watched the challenge a little bit with my brother because he got into it when it all got put on Netflix and stuff. But Survivor, actually, I went to school with a girl who was on Survivor. I forget what season it was, but
how's the rat?
It was more of more Billy's type, if you know what I mean.
Busty.
No, the other.
So a little big
I like my girl's BBW.
More of a base is what.
So we're saying, as the TikTokers would say, we saying small waist, cute face with a big bank.
I think so. Billy, does that sound right?
I like my girls like my fairways wide and forget.
Exactly.
I think it was Drake who said the type who will suck you dry then eat some lunch with you.
Geez. Okay. All right.
I think that's what he said there. But it's going back to Nick here for the selection. Let's get back on the rails.
So I panicked at first when I lost Parks and Rec to Billy because I was like, this is my perform a task group. And it really hurt because I love that show. It's one of my all-time favorites. I think it's one of the all-time best sitcom or shows ever. But then I realized there is another group that I actually would probably be better suited personally to perform a task with. I could actually help these guys out in some capacity. Our task would be perform a well-done news broadcast. So I am taking the cast of Anchorman. That is Ron Burgundy, Brian Fantana, Champ Kind, Veronica Corningstone, and Brick Tamlin.
I think that's awesome. The Anchorman group was on my short list again for the bachelor party. I think that would be some great wholesome fun. But if you want to relive a nice 70s broadcast with that's laden with misogyny, I think you can't go wrong there.
I see what you're doing there, and I don't appreciate it. I just this has nothing to do with anything. But no, you know what? I'm not going to go. That's a low blow. Never mind. I'm not going to do it. Wes is going to go and do that, and I'm not going to go take the low road like he is. That's fine. Go ahead, Billy.
I left the high road wide open for you guys.
Yeah, well, I'm doing that. Thank you.
I don't know how to drive, so it's okay.
And I'm on the low road as usual. That's why for my Stuck on a Desert Island, I'm going new girl because I like Winnie the Bish, I like Nick Miller, Zoe Deschanel's, whatever. But they have the hottest stars in the history of television. To name a few, Megan Fox, Mila Kunis, Kate and Michelle Rodriguez, Jennifer Lawrence. They count. They count.
No. I didn't know I didn't know that they had
from
these.
The Face movie. Sophie D, who's of Triple X fame. They're not that movie Triple X fame, but fame. If there's ever a scenario where I'm up with one of them, Desert Island.
I think that's an excellent pick. New girl again, maybe one of the most likable cast, just of that four or five people in that group there. That you have. I think I quickly fell in love with that show. Again, that was a Netflix special of mine that I kind of discovered late in the game.
Are there condoms on this desert island, though? Because, Bill, you're probably going to be impregnating people, so I'm just saying. It's going to be a mess.
I'll fall off a cliff, actually, like I do with everything else. That won't last long.
Just like the audio.
So, continuing the
What a pick.
Better, by the way.
No, it's not.
No, you get a chunky for your audio clarity.
So hold on. Let me get this straight. Billy's going to impregnate several women on the island, kill himself, and that's where he wants to go. That's what I got from that.
Good place to
Oddly
go
enough,
out. You're on a nice island. You're with the cast of New Girl. They have plenty of opportunities to participate in a water birth. They'll be stuck on an island, so there you go.
I'm pretty sure you guys are actually talking about the plot of Old. I may or may not be mistaken, but
Yeah, I think that is
That's topical. That's topical.
Spoilers.
Sorry, guys.
It's all about
Love it.
impregnating hot guest stars and killing yourself. That's it. There's the twist.
Yeah, and then who's the rapper that they have on there? Mid-level, it's like mid-range sedan or something like that. I'm not kidding.
Sure.
I'm
In the
telling you,
movie-
me and Schmidt would be buddies. We'd die first, but we'd be buddies.
Everyone would be friends. That's Jim Johnson, right? Or what's his name? Yeah.
Mid-sized sedan. I'm not kidding. There's a rapper in the M. Night Shyamalan movie Old, and his name is mid-sized sedan.
I'm all in on this guy.
It's economical.
Yeah,
Sure.
he is. That's what I have. I have a
That's what I
mid-sized
got.
sedan, I believe. Mazda's in the house. Anyways, all right. So I believe I am up.
Yes, sir.
I'm having a real tough time here. Real hard time because I have two casts I really want. But you know what? When I come on these, I always think too much. Fryer, you kind of motivated me. Do what you want. Go with your gut. I'm going to perform a task with the ensemble cast since animation is a part of it. One of my favorite movies. Our task is to do exactly what this movie tried to do and failed. We are going to bring Christmas to Halloween Town. Give me the Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm taking Jack Skellington, those little 3 jerk-off kids. We're going to get Oogie Boogie in the mix. We got that professor, Sally. For some reason, there's the big love story that everyone falls in love with where there's really no love story to really be told. Is an amazing cast. I want that werewolf guy that doesn't really have a name. Give me all the freaks. And we're going to go get Santa Claus. We're bringing him to Halloween Town, and we're going to make it snow up in that bitch. And we are going to actually accomplish what they wanted to and not have, like, the U.S. Army shoot us down at the end, even though, again, it's all driven by ghosts. I don't really understand how you can get shot down. Great movie.
That seems like a tall task. I like it, though. That again, a little out of left field. I was not expecting that one. That could have been your last pick, and I think you would have been okay there. But I like
Okay,
it.
Ross. You know what
Listen.
you wanted.
Going with the gut. Gut said go with it here because the rest of them I'm still debating. I have so much debates with these last few categories. But this one, it was between this and one other cast, which I still may use. But The Nightmare Before Christmas hits home. One of my favorite movies. Can rewatch it at any time. And again, if we're going off of why I like the X-Men pick, the themes, the music in this movie, absolutely amazing. So I get that as well.
So was
right.
that among the Dorktober movies or the Christmas hashtag Dorkshared Universe movies, or was it on both lists?
It could have been on both. I still personally lean a little more Christmas because it's technically themed around Christmas. Halloween just ends in the movie. So that's the way I look at it. It's been noted by everybody, every creator. It is open to both. Why eliminate
Plus,
yourself?
it's not
You guys,
a horror movie. It's just a an animation movie.
and one last thing, like you guys said earlier, why are these directors commenting on anything? They shouldn't. When you guys talked about the news earlier, let it breathe. Let it breathe. Be smart. Oh, is it a Christmas movie or Halloween movie? Both. What? Neither. Oh, like don't answer questions. It's a
little bit of both,
ambiguous.
maybe,
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Leave a little theater to the mind here, huh?
I'm just saying. All right, I'll quickly do my rebound pick. This one's it was the first thing that came to mind. You said softball or pickup, like, so it doesn't matter the sport. Am I gathering here?
Yeah, just an athletic team. Yeah.
Okay.
Before you clarify, though.
Okay, I'm going basketball, and I'm actually taking the Monstars from Space Jam. Not the horrible loony, and not this new Space Jam. Haven't seen it. Too old. I'm sorry. I don't have nostalgic vibes yet. I'm taking the 1996 Monstars because we have, even though the talent, to be honest, isn't really like the greatest. You had aging Patrick Ewing, aging Charles Barkley, Grandmama, though, in the best season he had, Muggsy Bogues, Sean Bradley, but they're monsters and they're just destroying people. Like, pick whoever you want. You ain't beating us because we're just going to beat the crap out of you. If Marvin the Martian gets to be the referee, he didn't call anything. He's a Martian, if you think about it. The whole game was rigged. And then Michael Jordan stretched his arm and saved those poor Looney Tunes from going to Space Mountain.
Rossi, I'm so upset at you. This is not only was I going to take something from the original Space Jam, I was going to take the Monstars specifically from the original Space Jam for this pickup hoops team here. So that was a very, very strong pick on your part.
Well, suck it for telling me my last pick shouldn't have waited. So there you go.
Yeah.
So wait, so that means the Looney Tunes are still on the board, though, in general, right?
Go for them. Take them.
I'm asking
Well, they
Wes
won,
because
won.
you are not the person I'm asking questions when it comes to draft rules.
Oh boy.
There are no
Oh,
rules.
boy. Yeah,
as long
sure.
as you hit record, don't know rules. Don't worry about it.
Okay, that's Corn Cob TV at its finest.
Billy D, what do you got for us here?
Billy Audio.
So a little worried to hear. So I'm gonna take for my performance with. Give me some portal juice. Give me Rick and.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, that's a good one.
I didn't hear it. What did he say?
Rick and Morty, you took.
Task.
Uh,
So I'm going to just jump in. I had Rick and Morty as my desert island crew because I was like, we could just get out of there. We could just, peace, we're out. So I should have
Genius.
grabbed that one. Billy sniped me. All right, now I'm starting to feel worse about my Nightmare Before Christmas placement, but not the pick.
that is a great pick, but we go back to Nick here.
Yeah, this is a tough one because I'd overlooked Looney Tunes in the course of things, and I think that obviously that cast is, you're gonna get loads of laughs. And when I'm looking at my get stuck on a desert island, that is an important factor in this. But I'm gonna try and make a smart pick and realize that Wes has not picked his group for his athletic team, so I'm gonna make my pick there instead first. Actually, I'm gonna go with a team that doesn't play sports, but you would think that their skills would apply very well to softball specifically, or baseball for that matter too. They could probably play in the MLB with the quick reflexes that they have. I'm actually gonna go with the Jedi Council in the first Star Wars movie, meaning Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I understand a lot of people don't like that movie as much. I actually don't mind it, but in general, I'm taking that cast, and of course, Qui-Gon. I know he's adjacent to the Jedi Council, but I'm factoring him in my lineup because I don't know if I have a 9-man lineup with the Jedi Council lineup. So that's what I'm taking for my softball team.
Were you worried that I was going to take someone from Star Wars?
No. As I was going through it, I was like, well, I guess it really doesn't fucking matter in the end. But you know what? Are you going to? If you take Looney Tunes, then whatever. Then you made my decision for me because it's one of two picks that I have.
No, I'm not taking Looney Tunes.
Okay, shit. So I gotta fucking decide. So damn it.
I am going with a performer task. And while I would love to go to war with the Tropic Thunder group, I think that would be a barrel of laughs in a horrible situation. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think I would like to run a summer camp with the Wet Hot American Summer cast. One, because they're all, the ladies there are all very sexy. Even some of the gentlemen are. We get Bradley Cooper there. So, who knows? We could be playing for both teams during the summertime. It's all about experimentation out in the summer camp. You're not really doing much work there. It seems like the kids are really running the show. The camp would be for us. So I think that would be a fun time. Give me a Wet Hot American Summer to run a summer camp.
Yeah, you get a lot of young hotties there too. Even Bradley Cooper. This is young Bradley Cooper. You get Elizabeth Banks and pre-prime. This is a good call. And they failed pretty well. They ran it, but they were pretty poor counselors. So maybe Wes, you could bring a little direction as well.
But if they didn't run it into the ground, I believe there was it got brought back 2 or 3 times more.
They have, and I think there's a recent one as of this year, isn't there? Something else that just got released for them.
Yeah, it was something on Netflix. It was like their return. They're all they look the same age that they do currently, and
yes.
It was like a year later in the movie. Is very funny.
Love that.
Good stuff. So this is coming back to me here, and I think the only thing I have left, is a group to round out my softball or pickup hoops team, and I could do that. Yeah, you know what? Give me the White Men Can't Jump group. Give me Sydney Dean, Billy Hoyle, and Miss Rosie Perez running point for me out there. She knows a lot of X's and O's. She was on Jeopardy. She can do that whole thing. So give me Sydney Dean, Billy Hoyle, a couple of Wesley Snipes in there. So it's going to be a little confusing when we're calling out plays and whatnot. But I think White Men Can't Jump.
And I'm gonna go get my gun and kill everybody. That guy was a former Detroit Piston who's now the color commentator.
That's true. Facts.
Yes, absolutely, Billy. If only I could hear you fully on that one here. I'm sorry.
Billy, change your Twitter to Billy Audio. It should got to be Billy Audio from here on out.
Yeah, because right now you just look like a Russian bot online.
It looks like one of those fake Facebook accounts that just trying to bot you into sex, which I don't know why. I get a lot of those. I don't know if you guys get those recently. They've been on the...
people just start tweeting Billy, be like, "Hey, I haven't seen you since January 6th. How you been?" At any rate, Nick, let's go to you. We gotta round out here, right?
Well, I gotta say, Billy's been taking a pounding, and that actually kind of leads me into what I'm thinking about for my deserted island pick. And I don't know if this is okay, Wes, but I'm actually gonna take the cast of Big Boob Eviction, which is starring Carmela Bing and Gianna Michaels. Is that acceptable or no? There's a third person, but I don't know the actor's name in that. You said 3 people minimum.
Was this a movie that you watched over the weekend by any chance?
I've watched it in the past. I don't know about over the weekend necessarily. I can't recall. I've watched so much over the past few days. Sure, of
course.
You said, in fairness, you said movies meaning the big screen, or you said television. So I'm actually going to go with the cast of Friends, because then I'm going to have the laughs, and then I'm going to have some attractive women that I can at least spend some time with, and we're stuck on a deserted island, and at least I know that one of them did not have a relationship with the other 3 guys that would be there in Phoebe. So at least there's that. But yes, laughs and attractive women.
Okay, I like that. I think your first choice was a little bit stronger. It would definitely went over the Pee Wee Herman section of the crowd here.
Well, I just don't think, like, based on the rules, I'm not Rossi. I want to follow the rules that you set, and that is not a movie that was on the big screen, at least on a big screen that I've ever been there for, speaking of Pee Wee Herman. So
I always follow the rules. I just don't set rules. There's a difference.
Fair. Okay.
That's nice. Let's put that on a shirt. How about that? Billy D, what do we got? What do we got?
Billy Audio, what do we got, kid?
Billy back, and pick up who specifically. I'm going with the cast of Blue Chips.
Ah,
Ooh,
Penny Hardaway,
Shaq.
Oh,
And the coaching on that, Rick Pitino, Jim Boeheim. You got some other guys who played in the NBA, George Gerving, Larry Bird. So, Allen, it's a good crew. It's Rodney Rogers, Chris. So
Rodney Rogers.
Rodney Rogers was in that film. I did not remember that.
That is a name from the past. Wow.
Number 54 on the Celtics. That's a 54 Rodney Rogers.
That's the jersey you're wearing today, right, Wes?
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact. No. I'm going
Tony Delk?
It could be Tony Delk, 7, right? I think
so. You turn around, yeah.
Yeah, it's Jaylen Brown or D Brown. Once Jaylen Brown leaves,
let's see what happens.
That was kind of like this was the big debate that I had, because I was going to, do I get a Kemba Walker jersey that can like double into an Antoine Walker jersey the moment that he leaves, which happened, or the Jaylen Brown, the D Brown, which I thought had more of like a 50-50 type of transfer.
It's a good call. Either way, listen, 7-8, they got in. We'll have to the Celtics will have to find another Walker 8 in the next 20 years. If I'm not mistaken, I believe there were still 2 categories left for me, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, close it out.
So, but do I go 2 in a row?
No, all you have left, Frosty, is Get Stuck on a Deserted Island, which we ended up taking out the birthday party one because it kind of was a double up.
What about to live with? I thought we still had a live with category.
No, that one was
eliminated as well.
We axed that one, yeah.
All right. I'm just going to go chalk of the chalk, my favorite show of all time. They survived. I'll survive. Desert Island, give me the cast of Lost. They survived on island, off island, through time. Not all of them. No spoilers here, because it's a show that if you haven't seen, I want you to watch. So I will just say I will take them. There were survivalists on there. There were people that knew how to build camps, fires. They were resilient. They knew everything but, I think, baby powder, which people don't think of a lot. If I'm getting stuck on a desert island, one of my 3 items, I would say, baby powder, because they would be chafing all day long downstairs.
Cornstarch works too. If you've ever been in a restaurant,
bake some brownies. I got you. Vanilla cupcakes downstairs. I'll bring the frosting. But yeah, I will take Lost. Yeah, it's the whole ensemble there, and you get to go with Nick's idea earlier. You get some lovely looking ladies there as well. They're also badasses. You got some of the most fine looking men for whichever you're into. You have people that speak multiple languages. You have offshore people. There's a whole ensemble there that would feel really safe with. Former terrorists are in the house. You have people that have magical powers were on that island too. I hope this one would have them as well. Right. So a lot of good stuff there, and polar bears. And
smoke monsters
the whole time.
Yeah. No, they weren't, Bill. We talked about this, and that's not a spoiler, and it doesn't even make sense. And I hate everyone.
Okay, so I think that wraps up, and what a great way to wrap up, the draft here. I think I think a great way to recap everything would be we'll run down with each category, and we'll run through our own selections for each category here. So starting with the group, you want to get to a fight with Mr. Jason D. Rossi.
The Expendables, 2011 version, the original.
Mr. Billy D.
The knockoff. He has the knockoff original Predator.
Fry Guy.
I went with the cast of X-Men, the animated series.
And I went for a physical or verbal altercation, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Now we're going on a bachelor party. Rossi, you chose
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Billy Audio?
Parks and Rec. No, Jackass 3D.
There we go.
I went with
3D. That's a whole nother experience. They're coming at you.
I went with the cast of Guardians of the Galaxy, specifically 2, because then that gives me Mantis and Yondu.
Yes, and going on a bachelor party, I chose the Workaholics bras there. Getting stuck on a deserted island, Rossi chose.
Lost.
Billy
New Girl.
chose.
New Girl.
I went with the cast of Friends.
And I went with Survivor, specifically season 4, the Winners at War.
Rossi, are you laughing because you think I should go back and change my pick?
Yeah, it's one of the worst picks I've ever heard. Of all, like, there's no reason. And the reason you kind of said, you're like, very attractive women, but one of them is available. Like, why would you just find a single?
At minimum, you know one of them's available. I'm just being honest with myself.
I know, but you're a fourth man. You're of the wheel, by the way. Like, you're the seventh wheel on that whole experience. You're setting yourself up for not.
I should have gone back with my original pick, huh?
And you go to a deserted island and you're choosing 7 city slickers who have no idea.
Oh, I don't care about that. We're all going to die anyways. It's not going to matter. Yeah, I'm not worried about
Living
that.
in a rent-controlled apartment. Okay, so yeah, went with Friends there. I went with Survivor. Perform a task with, and if you could share the task, Rossi.
I went with bringing Santa Claus finally to Halloween Town, the cast of The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Billy?
Rick and Morty, anything.
I went with Anchorman to perform a successful news broadcast.
I went with Wet Hot American Summer of running a summer camp, a group to work with. It seems like everyone but Nick kind of followed the same path here.
I went to be a coach with Ted Lasso crew.
I went with Park Rec because take me there. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's a good one. I went with the Game of Thrones cast to work with on a day-to-day basis.
But just like selling paper.
Selling paper. Insert that cast into the office or any other boring-ass job in America, and I think that would be very entertaining to deal with, even if it's not a show. Like
that's a Super Bowl commercial if I've ever done in my lifetime.
Tune into The Sweat with DraftKings with Nick Fryer and the cast of Game of Thrones.
Cersei Lannister in fucking Daenerys Targaryen. It's going to get wild on there for sure.
I can't wait to hear their baseball odds.
Well, Billy mentioned that this is a Super Bowl commercial waiting to happen, so I think it's very fitting that we would have Ted Lasso and then a potential Super Bowl commercial waiting to happen here, both selected within the same category. So I like that. That's kind of serendipitous.
And a man who has made Super Bowl commercials before too. In Billy.
Oh, would you look at that? Wow, someone who knows a thing or two about a thing or two.
Mm-hmm.
I went with Arrested Development. Give me Bluth Industries or the Bluth frozen banana stand, because there's always money in the banana stand. That's good to remember. And last but not least, a group to round out your softball and or pickup hoops team, Rossi.
I will take the Monstars from Space Jam 1996.
Guys from Blue Chips.
I went with the Jedi Council from Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
And I love the Blue Chips one, but I feel like the last draft that we went into, I also selected Blue Chips. I'm not sure if you guys were specifically a part of that one, but I remember one of the last Build a Cinema drafts. It was Blue Chips. Love that movie. Big fan. Couldn't double up on again, but had to go not far off that path with White Men Can't Jump. Throwing Rosie Perez there for some trivia sake.
I love it.
But that's it. That's we did it. We successfully completed the best movies and TV ensemble draft.
Successful. Very, very, very quotations around that.
Yeah, well, it's a loosely termed.
There was a lot left on the board for sure, and I would say we should go over it, but I think that I'm worried about Billy's audio, so I don't know if that's the best move
today.
Almost. I want to just quickly say the one I'm kicking myself for, trying to find space for, was The Sopranos. I feel like that was going to be my original task crew, to just hit anybody. Like we were going to come and like murder the change my mind boys. Those are the guys I would hire, just so you know. So if you see a crazy couple Italians in your neck of the woods, beware. But those
are looking to get whacked off, huh?
Yeah. Oh, please. You always are. I know that. So I would hire those guys because they knew a thing or two about a thing or two.
Yes. You like that phrase, huh?
I always like whacking off, Wes. I always like
I like a thing or two about a thing or two. See, I've said that for a long time, and what my friend said to me, and this was very devastating, is that's only two things.
Well, I don't really like to think that much. I like to just say words so that I continue to talk.
Right. It sounds really smart, but then it's like, oh, wow, I guess you only know, maybe know a couple things about two things.
Yeah, that's fine.
Comedy is repetition. I am killing it tonight.
That's it. I think that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. That is Billy D. I think we have some good ones. I think The Sopranos was a good choice. I really wanted to work in Ocean's 11. I'm a sucker for a heist film, but again, one of the great ensemble casts. Seinfeld. I know I use this as an example, but to book a dinner reservation to Seinfeld group, or to go to your birthday party, I think that would be a fun group just to kind of hang around with, maybe an intimate setting.
Looking at the Hamptons.
Yeah, exactly. Nice go to the Hamptons there. I love it.
There were, the ones that jump out to me. You mentioned Seinfeld, of course. And The Office is another one that I'm stunned that none of you guys picked. More so, Billy and Wes didn't pick them. I'm surprised about that. Of course, The Avengers is another group that could have been picked throughout all this. Let's see. I also had this Prestige written down too, because we have Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman, Michael Caine, Scarlett Johansson, Rebecca Hall, and David Bowie all in that movie, and I love that movie. They probably one category that they could fall under, but that's just one that I did want to mention in the course of this.
Were we picking the actors or the cast?
I didn't jot down other names because I knew their actors off the top of my head. I apologize, Billy, for fucking that up. So sorry. And then actually forgetting Sarah Marshall, that cast is another one in there as well.
That was one of my Desert Island.
Yeah, and that's a really good one. I had Old School in there for the bachelor party. Again, another big one. That whole frat pack, Wedding Crashers group. This Is the End. Stuck on a Deserted Island cast with. That's a great option there.
Pulp Fiction. Where would you guys I don't think I could fit them.
What? I would have prudent do because you get the cleaner. I add them on my list.
I had them as someone to fight, the crew to fight with, as one of my they were on their Pulp Fiction because there was a lot of dirty deeds done dirt cheap throughout that movie.
And then Deadpool is another one. Deadpool 2 specifically, that cast. And then Wes also, of course, Justice League, but the other one was I'm surprised Harry Potter wasn't on. More so, Billy, I guess, for the team that you want to fight with, because that's, I would think, a pretty formidable group.
They have magic. Do they do magic? I never.
Yeah, they got some magic. I thought, another one. We're going to be talking about this in just a moment. The cast of Dave, very fun group season right there. I think to be a part of that group and that come up, particularly season 1, would be fun.
That was a hot chick, but that was it.
I was going to go Air Bud for my basketball.
Man's best friend. I like that. Okay.
Mighty Ducks too. Before task, win a little. What is it? What is their little league called? I forget for hockey.
Squirts.
The Squirts.
Pee-wees.
Yeah, Pee-wees.
By the way, again, I say it all the time. That was still one. Your sequels and originals pods are still my favorite. So I just want to give a plug to you guys. Every time, those are always my favorite listens. The arguments, the Home Alone one to this day, I've re-listened to, and I don't do that often with any.
I appreciate that. Wow, maybe we should bring that back more often, Ross.
We haven't done it in a while. Got to go to school.
I'll send you some because I want to hear you do it. I want to steal the thing. So I think you guys do a great job.
I need to be on the Major League 2 versus Major League 1.
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. We'll get that on the short list there. I like that
on there. You want that on there? You want that on there? You want that on there?
I see you doing
consideration. We're going to let Mr. Jason G. Rossi here speak on behalf of the Pop Culture Piledriver. What do you guys got coming up this week?
I'm going to need probably one of you guys to do the show with me because Billy Audio these days. So we were maybe potentially, we've been way off on what we've been talking about, but I want to tease something ahead that's going to involve you guys. But first, we were thinking about using this ensemble cast idea, or maybe doing just a best ensemble cast podcast where we just talk about some of the best ensembles, kind of synergy between the pods. People listen to this, come over there. It all kind of fits in. Maybe one or both of you will be available tomorrow. We'll find out. Billy Audio, maybe he'll plug in or going somewhere. I don't know what's going to happen with him. But aside from that, last week we did I Think You Should Leave season 2, which is about to get real hot because the rest of the DSGers outside of us are going to be reviewing that show. We did Space Jam 2 weeks ago, but finally to be released on audio. Billy came up with a great idea like 6 months ago, and I'm the biggest dink. So it takes me a while for it all to kind of correlate, and we work together on things. But this one, you guys do like the Build a Cinema. It's kind of on the same idea. But we want to do a full DSG, all 8 of the podcast boys of it. No offense, Dr. Joe. I already feel the sensitivity, bro. We'll find it. Don't worry. Is Change My Mind versus Dork versus Mac and Goo versus Pop Culture Piledriver in what we're calling, for lack of an official term, would be a arcade. So we're going to go system by system every, maybe like every 2 months we'll do one. So we want to start with the Nintendo 64. There'll be a certain amount of categories, but you two, Wes and Nick, would have to combine your efforts in the categories, similar to today, but we go through a system. So it'll be N64 exclusives or games that were on N64, a PlayStation 1, an Xbox, yada, yada, Nintendo, Atari. So that is going to be something we were thinking for the bigger picture, but being hubbed over with the Pop Culture Piledriver.
Nice. I like that
a lot.
It.
And can we also anticipate a sweeps week returning anytime soon?
It's coming September. September is our sweeps month, when we really got the ratings boost. So we'll bring all the different combinations of people. Now there's been so many more. So, in the past, it was, I think we did Mac with Wes and Fryer with Keith. We want to keep mixing it up. And now everybody's working with each other. So it'll be fun to maybe hear like a Wes and Keith or Davey and Fryer. So we got to figure that stuff out.
I can't work with Keith anymore. I'm still scarred from what happened last time. So
yeah, it was the original Pop the Top pod though. So
that's what happened there.
Keith bullied me.
That's great.
He hated my shirt, I think is what it was, and then told me to take it off. So
I basically just bullied you into taking your shirt off. Then we all realized you're in great shape, and we're like, well, that wasn't as fun as we thought it would be.
Then you had to bully him some more. Now then it's like, now we got to put him back on footing.
Like, what do you work out? What are you single?
So the other thing is too, we need to know where everybody can find you guys too.
Yes.
And I know it's hard to rattle off Billy's Twitter account because
forget about Billy. I don't know where he's at. He's going to be at Billy Audio very soon, or at least the Twitter handle will be that. But you can find us at Pop Culture PD. I am at Jason D. Rossi. I believe Billy's OnlyFans is still remaining at Billy D 2411. I don't believe Billy's Big Dong, the promo code, which is 99 cents for the remainder of the year. You get the bottomless camera when he records the Pineapple Boys. I think I've heard it both ways. So you get to see all what's going on downstairs for the low price of 99 cents on Billy D's, again, OnlyFans, using the promo code Billy's Big Dong.
But in all seriousness, too, to plug another thing that Billy's doing, he's doing a great job with the I Think You Should Leave shirts. Make sure you guys go check that out. Billy, what's the name of the I'm not trying to be a dick. I know your audio sucks right now, but what is the name of the store again?
Donkey.
It sounds like he said fucking donkey. I'm not even kidding.
That's a chunky.
I think he's messed up with that. It's called That's a Chunky, I believe.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
I think that phrase was a chunky right there.
It sure was.
That's great. But okay, we will be tuning in, and then any help you need for the ensemble, best ensemble movies, feel free to reach out, and I will ignore you guys. But thank you very much for tuning in and playing part here. Till Wednesday, fellas.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, I feel so bad for Billy.
Oh, this was great.
Audio. Oh my god, Billy, it was great.
Poor Billy. It's just what happens when you come in hot like that sometimes.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's what happens when you won last time, so he's got to get humbled a little bit. But now, Wes, it's time for us to head over to the Discharge Depot before we talk about what's going on in the DSG. I know we were talking about PCP stuff, but what's been going on with you since we last did the show?
Yes, I watched on Amazon Prime this weekend Arkansas, which is starring Liam Hemsworth. I made that plural when I wrote that down, but it's one Liam.
Right.
Clark Duke, Vince Vaughn, John Malkovich, Vivica A. Fox, and Eden Brolin, who is a very spicy mama, who is the daughter of Josh Brolin.
Oh,
she's worth an IMDb look right there for she. So again, that Arkansas, all about Southern drug dealers. I believe it might have. I know it was written and produced by Clark Duke, who was Plop from The Office fame, or of course, Hot Tub Time Machine as well. But he
love
might
that
have directed it as well. So he stars in it, and it's a really good movie, kind of like a heist movie sort of thing. But really enjoyed that. Available on Amazon Prime. And also on Thursday, shout out to my boy Billy D here. Kanye West had his listening party live stream on Apple Music over the weekend. And this was just fantastic stuff. I mean, I can't tell you how many people who could sell out a stadium just to watch him vibe to his own music. I think that was the meme that was going around there. But yet Kanye found a way to do it all while wearing pantyhose on his head. So this was, just a thrilling feat. Yeah, he's doing this weird thing where he's like not showing his face. He's wearing like a burlap sack or like different like heavy mask, like ski mask type, like I'm gonna rob a bank type of thing.
Okay.
Not like the surgical masks that go like up over your ears. Like it's like a fashion thing. I don't really get it. I don't know what the point is, but he's doing it.
Okay. Well, that's great for him. I don't get it at all. Like, do you get it? Is it like it's supposed to be a joke or
no? I told you I don't know why he's doing it. I don't get it.
Okay. I don't know. Okay. I just don't know what to say to that. Sorry. It's just weird. But speaking of rap stuff, I will say that I started watching Dave finally. I've said for a while that we're going to do an episode after the second season. I've been telling you, if you want to do it, we're going to do it. You said yes. So we'll figure out, because I know we have a couple movies coming up that we're going to want to review fairly soon. And Dave's not going to be done, by next week, which is still like kind of a free play episode for us. I know we have something planned, but we don't have something like set in stone necessarily, rock hard. But I did watch the first season of Dave, and I will save more of my opinions on the show for when we actually review the second season, because I'm sure we'll have room to talk about the first. But the main character fucking pisses me off to no end. I will say that.
Dave.
Yes, Dave. Absolutely. Lil Dicky absolutely pisses me off. He's
neurotic. He's supposed to be neurotic. He gets worse in the second season too, I think.
I'm dreading that.
Unfortunately, he gets worse before he gets better.
I'm dreading that. I haven't started the second season. I'm watching that with Lauren because she was waiting for me to catch up to watch it, so I got to wait a little bit there. But anyways, I also watched Anna finally on Amazon Prime. I've been waiting to watch that. I remember when that first came out that I told you I was interested in, and you actually said like it's Black Widow but not in the MCU, and that's kind of along the lines of what it was, but it's a different story. Still got a Russian base to it for sure, but I really enjoyed the action there. I thought they did a great job with it. It felt more I still thought they did a good job with Black Widow in the action there, but I thought this had more of a Wick vibe with the action that we got in it. And the story had a few interesting twists and turns along the way. So I thought it was a solid watch. I think it's like a 4.5 on Prime right now.
Who stars in that? That's like,
I know like
the movie opens up and they're like living out in the woods. It's like a father and daughter combination. Is that right?
No, she is set in, this one is set in Russia, so she is like living in the like slums of Moscow to start off her story. There's a little bit before her first appearance, but you get Cillian Murphy, you get Luke Evans, and then I don't know, you get the woman from Devil Wears Prada, which I just watched. Let me see. I'm just trying to pull it up real quick. I can't remember her.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, exactly. So it's Sasha Luss plays Anna. Helen Mirren is who I meant.
Helen Mirren.
Is it Mirren?
Yes.
It's not Mirren?
No.
Okay, I'm judging. Okay.
Helen Mirren.
All right. Either way, I loved her in Devil Wears Prada too. I thought she was good in this movie.
Yes.
And then last but not least, West. Yeah, exactly. I finally watched an episode of Hotel Paranormal, which stars our former guy in the chair, Tim Weisberg. That is on the Travel Channel, like legit television. I get it on YouTube TV. If you have the premium version of Hulu Plus or Hulu, you can go and watch that. So I watched the first episode, and I'll tell you what, there were 3 stories told in it, and they have some like real footage mixed in there, and it scared the piss out of me. And I watched it during the day too. And normally I'm fine after I watch some shit during the day. That one scared the fuck out of me, man.
Okay, all right. Good for Tim. I love that there, huh? Making it on the silver screen.
Yep, second season's coming back. Second season's coming, I think, I would assume in this October. Of course, Dan Aykroyd narrates that show. So that's one of Tim's biggest ventures so far. So I'm very happy for him. I'm going to watch the other ones, but like, man, I got to find the right time because it did scare me.
We got to get the Nielsen ratings up. Well, we already know what's going on for the PCP podcast this week, but
oh shit! I don't have the freaking video pulled up.
Oh.
This week indoors. shared universe.
So which I think you should leave season 2. I think that's it. Mac and Goo has a news dump that's out currently right now. They've asked me. Goo must have asked me a couple of times to do a power rankings of Michael Keaton movies. It's like randomly when Mac can't do it, and then it'll be like an hour before or 2 hours before he needs to record the time frame. And just for whatever reason, I wasn't available to do it. And then I hear the episode, and it's not even the Michael Keaton episode. I don't even know that many Michael Keaton movies. I don't even know why he's asking me specifically about Michael Keaton movies and power ranking them. Outside of Batman '89, Multiplicity, Birdman, I don't know. I don't know how many more movies there are.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Yeah, see there. Okay, yeah, there we go.
You could do that. Wes. Just start prepping for it now, so you're ready to go whenever the time comes.
Yeah, I should just start.
You know what it is. Goo likes working with you, and he knows that you'll listen to him more than Mac will.
No, it's not that. It's I love doing the podcast with him. It's specifically asking me about the Michael Keaton thing every time, and I'm like, I'll just do a news dump. You want to do that? Something that's spur of the moment like that. All right, we're talking about current events. I can do, but just specifically prep for the top Michael Keaton movies of an obscure actor.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
that's cool. That's pretty on brand though, I would say, especially when it comes to Michael Keaton. He's very excited for the Batman 89 series that's coming out in August.
Mm-hmm.
I know for TLDR, of course, this week we are doing our August solicit for the Pineapple Boys. I think that they're having a guest on to do their season 2 review, if I'm not mistaken. And then, Wes, what's going on with Get Help this week?
I believe we'll be doing an MCU Disney Plus Best in Series, where we'll kind of along the lines of this exit surveys that we've done on Change My Mind here. Most memorable moment, who's won, the first phase, so to speak, for lack of a better term, of these, live action Disney Plus series. Who won the series? Who lost them? Plus,
but with a Mac and Goo twist, because there's going to be scores, right?
I believe there'll be some scores in there. I think we'll give them some scores. Nice. Some dogs.
Yeah, and of course, make sure you guys go follow the streamers, Doc, Davey, and Shime Time over on Twitch. Wes, are we TBD? I know we had something penciled in, but I can't recall it off the top of my head.
Yeah, we got something in there, but we'll have something good cooked up for you.
Okay, so until then, till next week.
Yeah, same bat time, same bat place.